Welkom bij de Eonics Podcast, een podcast over software ontwikkelen, werkvormen en nog veel meer interessante dingen. Deze week mijn collega Harsh Ahlawat is weer eens aangeschoven. Welkom Harsh.
Hey, thank you Marcus.
We're going to switch to English. Your Dutch is pretty good, but I think you still prefer English, right?
Yeah, of course. It is really not that great.
No, I think you're pretty good. Next time we'll try in Dutch.
Definitely.
I wanted to ask you because you have been very busy finding new colleagues for Eonics.
Yeah.
So you're doing a lot of recruitment.
Yeah.
But in our weekly meetings, I've also heard some frustrations.
Yeah.
And we decided maybe we could talk about in the podcast. I also saw some posts on LinkedIn of other companies talking about this issue. So maybe you can explain what has happened for like maybe the past 6 months or the past year in finding new developers.
Yeah. Yeah,
it's a very competitive market. So maybe you can explain a bit on how that works, because a lot of people don't know, I think.
Yeah, definitely. So this is really a difficult market, and probably I'll not say it's for last 6 months, but probably more than a year. It is completely difficult market, and it is getting crazy every month. You don't get a right kind of people, the right match. There's always scarcity of these developers, and in this competitive market, there are a lot of options where you can try to reach out to partners and then get the people through them. But again, you have to make the choices whether you want to do it directly or you want to do it indirectly.
So with the difference is that if directly a candidate comes to us, for example, through our website, and says like, hey, I might be interested in working for you. And through partners, you mean like through recruitment companies, right? So it's other people basically looking for us and then telling us like, hey, this is a potential candidate for you.
Yes, exactly. But directly is people come on a website, fill up the form, and then we get into interaction with them. And partners, of course, we do have different kind of partners. Even into partners, there are 2 categories whom we call as no cure, no pay basis or a prepayment basis. So then we need to choose which one we want to offer.
Okay, so with one of them, you just have kind of like a subscription.
Yeah.
So you pay like a yearly fee or something?
Exactly. So for if we talk about no cure, no pay basis, it's simply you need to meet the candidates. If you find it a right match, then you pay the fees for that candidate. Whereas for a prepayment, you need to pay upfront fees and then you need to wait for the months where you will get the candidates.
And for obvious reasons, we really prefer if people come to us directly.
Yeah.
But it's not just the money, right? It's also because you then have a direct connection.
Yeah, I think if you ask me the right match, it's always when people come directly, because then it is more chances of meeting the aspiration, the skill set with the company's motto.
Yeah, and what happened with the fees over the past few years? Have they also increased?
Oh my God, don't talk about this. They have not increased. They have doubled, tripled. Can you imagine? So I think last week I met somebody and he was talking about to almost a quarter of 100,000 as a fees.
25,000 euros. So we're talking about hiring one person that would cost us 25,000
25,000. And can you imagine? I mean, it doesn't make sense how people does it. And of course, it is keep on going up, which means people are still going for these options.
Yeah. So because companies like us have no other option.
Yeah.
The price. So actually, what would the solution to this problem be in your view?
I think, of course, the topmost solution is just focus onto generic reach, just invest into the website, how to get connected with the right set of people. Of course, we do a lot of get-togethers, social connects, where the similar kind of skill set people can come together, meet, and that's how we can match the aspiration with the right skill set. So,
but what would your advice be to like software developers, for example, who are listening and thinking like, okay, next time I want to find a new job?
Yeah.
Because for them, I can imagine it can be easy to go to recruitment companies, because then, they kind of do the work for you and you don't have to look into all these different companies. And
yeah, I think, to be honest, what I would recommend is, like for an example, we do a lot of hack nights. And that's a place where you get interested to a lot of new topics, which is more of your interest. And then when you come to that event, you meet your peer group, you meet a lot of similar kind of people, and then it's one of the best place to socialize.
So you say if you're interested in maybe switching companies, you could look into going to different events, like meet people.
Yeah, exactly. Get into those kind of events. Get into. We do a lot of campaigns on websites, right? On LinkedIn. So that is also one of the options where.
So do research on LinkedIn about the different companies that you could work for, and contact them directly.
Yeah, I think that's always a good option.
Because what people, I think, don't realize is that if you apply maybe for a job through a recruitment company and you another candidate would apply for the same job directly, then from the company's perspective, for one person you have to pay 25,000 euros, and the other person you don't have to pay this.
Yeah, right? but Marcus, I think recently I'm realizing that more and more developers are realizing this, and that's why they are not at all responding to these recruiters, because every day they're getting thousands of bombarding with these such spamming messages, and they really want to get in touch with the companies directly, where they can have a direct understanding what is the role and what is the assignment about.
Right. So if anyone listening to this is interested in getting some good advice on how to approach this, I think they can contact you, right?
Yeah, definitely.
You will always respond on LinkedIn. And how do you see the future for your own role in trying to find new people? Are you going to focus? Are you going to continue working like this, or are you going to make changes? Or?
Yeah. I think, to be honest, my ideal way is definitely I don't want to pay such a huge cost, which is increasing every month, every quarter. So I would like to be more dependent on the generic reach. Maybe I would like to explore new platform, not only LinkedIn, but maybe something which is more a platform where a lot of developers come together, and rather depending completely on the partners.
Yeah, so you prefer to get direct connections with developers. So maybe if anyone's listening and has any input for us, any suggestions or comments, then feel free to reach out. Yeah. So any other thing you want to say on this topic?
Yeah, definitely. So one more thing which I want to say. So I think I also learned by experience, because there are many companies which says, okay, it's a prepayment basis, and then we will do a search for you and then give you candidates, say 2 candidates in next 6 months, right? And these are very salesy stories. When you need to sign the contract, you need to pay the money, so they says everything which favors you. But actually, in reality, it never happens.
Right.
Once you get into a contract, you get to know they never committed this. It is only about the searches they talk about.
Right.
So you end up paying such a huge fees, and at the end of a year, you says you have not received even a single candidate, which is a complete waste of money. So you should be always careful while signing these contracts with these companies.
Yeah, so don't go for the prepaid model. I think prefer the no cure, no pay.
Yeah, I prefer that. Again, it depends. There are some companies which are really nice on prepaid also, but you need to be really careful and not get into those salesy discussions which happen with the account managers.
Right. Okay, so I'm curious how this will progress in the next 6 months and year. Maybe we can have another talk about this in a year or so. And if anyone's listening who has some suggestions for us or tips about this topic, just send an email to podcast@eonics.nl. And thank you, Harsh, for giving us some insight into your role. Any closing words?
Yeah, I think definitely. I'm also open to look forward for any suggestions, because this is one of the craziest topic and market which is happening in Netherlands. So looking forward for some inputs, and so that we can sail out together.
Okay, thank you very much, Harsh, and see you next time.
Thank you so much, Marcus. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.